Hello everyone and welcome back to GLB Productions. Bruno Luce here. Thanks for joining me. In today's video, we're going to replace the stock ear pads on this pair of Sony MDR7506 headphones. So these headphones, very familiar, are reviewed on my channel. And as those of you who own them probably realize, the stock ear pads are awful. As you can see here, after a while they develop these cracks, and in use they feel very hot, very sticky, and generally not very nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace them, and we're going to turn this into this. So first of all, what are we using? I'm using these. I just got them off of Amazon. There'll be a link in the description of this video to my Amazon store where you can purchase them, and that will support the channel. So let me just show you these side by side. On the right, these are the stock ear pads, and these are the ones from Amazon. Now you can see that they are generally quite similar. The differences that this one has black foam, this has gray. They both look black on the inside. But one important difference is that this soft lip here that slots inside the earphone is relatively narrow, as you can see on the stock ear pads. On these, it's quite a bit wider, right? If you compare them, you'll see that it's probably half again as wide. And this has important implications for when you install it on the headphone itself. So in terms of tools, all you're going to need is basically your hands and quite a bit of patience. This does take a while. It took me about 10 minutes to do the first installation. So to begin with, you take the the headphones, and you flip them around. This is by far the easiest way to do this. It allows complete access to the cup and the mounting flange that you have there. The next thing that you do is you remove the old ear cup, and the way that you do that is you just grab it here and you pull it off, no problem, and you put those aside. You can see that these are really in bad shape, right, coming apart. They have had several years worth of use on them though. Okay. The next thing that you do is you'll notice that the earpiece here is sort of a rounded oblong, right? And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you mount it in approximately the same orientation, because once it's on there, you can't really rotate it. Okay, the next thing is you can work top to bottom or bottom to top, but I recommend doing that rather than working from side to side. So what I do is you can see there's a lip here, and that's where the flange goes in. So you want to get it started there. Apologies because I'm working around the tripod, so it's a little bit awkward. So you want to get the flange started. Now you can see that there's a sort of a guide mark there, and you want to make sure that you don't insert this flange too deeply. All right, just get it started. Okay, now once that is started, you have to patiently work this into this gap here, right? So again, you need to be patient. If you go too fast or you go too hard, you'll tear this vinyl, right? And the way that I do this is I just very gently work it in. Because the foam is integral to the ear pad, you can't put your fingers inside, so you just have to work from the outside. Fortunately, these, unlike the Bayer dynamic ear pads, are very pliable, so you don't have to heat them up. Okay, and again you can see there we're just pulling. Now of course, as you pull one side, the other side will try and come out, so you need to hold on both sides, right? And just be really patient as you do this. all the time checking that the pad is centered on the ear cup. For you it'll be a lot easier because you don't have a tripod in the way and you can work in your lap. Okay, now all the time we want to make sure that we are tucking this into the into that groove there, right? So going over the top here, right? Resist the temptation to tuck it in too deeply. You just need a little bit on the inside. Okay? As you work, you will find that it will stretch, okay? It does not have to be exactly centered. Okay, now as we reach here, it will begin to get a bit on the tight side. So just keep working it in, right? Okay, now when you reach this point, you got to be even more patient. There is enough stretch, as you can see there, to get it over the top, right? But if you go too fast, what will happen is it will pop out at the back here and it'll drive you nuts. So slow and steady, everyone. And again, notice how I'm holding, right, on the outside. Okay, now when you get to this point, resist the urge to pull the whole thing over, all right? You just want to pull a little bit over, like so. Okay, right, now at this point you have to tuck this inside that groove. So the way that you do this is you want to get just enough, and then you slowly, I happen to have a long thumbnail because I play guitar, right? You just want to work that in. Slowly work it in. If you find there's too much, you can gently pull it out. Okay, now when it reaches this point, I personally like to use a tool to try and seat the remainder of this vinyl. And what I have found to be quite useful is this nail file. Now, we don't use the point, okay? We use the side. And the reason I like this is because it's very thin, so it goes in the groove, okay? And I think you can see what I'm doing. I'm just gently working it in. Gently. Okay, like so. All right. There we are. Now again, if too much goes in, just gently reverse. All right. And that's about it. All right. Now, I don't think it's necessary to get this perfectly centered, but it does look nicer if you go around and you tuck this in like that. Okay. Check that they fold up nicely, and you're done. So that's how you replace the ear pads on your 7506s. These are hugely more comfortable than these horrible stock pads. And this is something that I should have done a long time ago. And to be perfectly honest with you, this is something that Sony really should just do stock from the factory, you know. The 7506s are such an old design, maybe they've decided to just put them out to pasture or something. Anyway, that's how you replace the ear pads on your Sony MDR7506s. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider purchasing these through my Amazon store. There is a link in the description. This is Bruno Luce for GLB Productions. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.